Alright guys, now that we have gone over Super Gogeta's equipment, now it's time for Janemba's. Very similar to Gogeta, Janemba does have a lot of tags on him. Mainly regen, powerful opponent, weapon wielder, movies, a good array of tags, and of course, just like Gogeta, that means he has a lot of equipment. So same kind of format that we're going to be going over like we did in the last video. We're going to be going over what I consider must runs for him first, and then we'll move on to like unit or partner specific or tag specific equipments, and then I'll go over some basic ones that could be good for, if you don't have any other better options, and then at the end we'll talk about defensive equipments. In terms of build for this guy, he is a melee type, and you can either go, fully offensive or fully defensive or somewhere in between. I personally go obviously mixed, more offensively catered, because on the team that I have him with, the two being this guy next to either Ultra Zamasu and 13, or 13 and Super Gogeta. 13 always does tend to be the defensive wall of the team, so I feel that the other two slots need to be more offensive. So that's my personal preference. You guys can do what you want depending on your playstyle, but for me, I have seen that offensive is better, in my opinion. First one, a good one, Bestowed Hope. This is for either weapon wielder or feature units. This is a monster equipment. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in other equipment breakdowns, but this gives special move and HP restoration 10%. Gives either blast attack or strike attack 32% and 12% HP. This is a monster array of stats. It's giving both HP and health restoration along with an offensive stat and blue card damage. Very strong equipment. This is pretty much, you need to run this if it's available to your unit. I have like 6 of these rolled, 3 for both strike and blast attack. Highly recommended. Actually 100% recommended. Off to a great start. This is an awakened equipment, so my advice is just to wait for a better bonanza than a regular bonanza. We did have an ultra bonanza, I believe it was last week's, and we should be getting another one during part 2, I think. Whatever the part 2 units are, so maybe just wait till then until you farm this, because we all know how annoying awakened equipment can be. Next one is a PvP equipment from this season. First part of Legends Fest. I did talk about this for Super Gogeta. It's a very good equipment. It's giving 12% base offenses, 12% HP, 10% strike and blast attack if this character is movies, which of course Janemba does fall under. Very good array, HP and pure and base offenses, not much more you can ask for. Pretty much a must run. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I did already talk about this. The third one is from this week's reset. This is the Awakened equipment from Ultra Space Time Rush. So again, wait for Bonanza. It is giving 15% base offenses, 20% base defenses, and 10% to pure strike attack when regen is a battle member, and then 10% to pure blast attack when Otherworld Warrior is a battle member, which is for Gogeta, and of course Janemba falls under regen. This is insanely powerful if you have both Gogeta and Janemba on the same team, and even if you don't have Gogeta on the team, I feel this is still, this is still a good choice to pick. It's giving a bunch of different stats. Obviously no HP, but, just blanket white stats is a good thing. Awakened equipment. Always powerful. Alright, next one. We did talk about this for Gogeta as well. This is from the special event that is going on where you can get the free 600 Z power for the Janemba and the Gogeta. It's giving 30% base defenses. This is for movies, by the way. And then it's giving either 32% to blast attack or strike attack base. Of course, Janemba does have a higher strike count, so farm a strike one for this. I think I have 2 of each. Very solid equipment. Again, I'm going to reiterate from the last video, this is going to work a lot better if your unit is lower stars, because when higher stars, pure offenses take priority. But this is giving a good amount of stats all around. This equipment. This is the unique equipment from when Ultra Kid Buu dropped. This is for regen and yellow units. It is giving a good amount of stats. It's giving 15% strike defense, 10% HP restoration, and 35% strike attack, as well as 10% HP. Health restoration and base health is like the moneymaker in terms of defensive stats. That combo is very strong. It's a little basic, but it is giving a high count of strike attack, so it isn't, it's still pretty good equipment. If you don't have something better, like the ones I've mentioned before. But once again, this does not have pure offenses, so this is kind of what's hindering it, in my opinion, from being like a very, very good equipment. Still solid, but there's better options. Alright, up next, we're going to be, again, going over some partner-specific and team-specific teams, or equipment. Starting off with this one. I did talk about this for Super Gogeta, because this is for either Sagas from the movies or Fusion Warrior units. HP is always great, 10%, and then it's giving 15% base defenses and 12% pure offenses if Saga is from the movies and Otherworld Warrior is a battle member, which Gogeta fits into. If you are running Gogeta and Janemba next to unit like 13, all three units can heavily benefit off of this. Heavily. This is a very good equipment that if Gogeta is on the team, you should be using this. 100%. Next, I did talk about this for Gogeta as well. This is for movies, and it's giving special move damage 10%, base defenses 25%, and then both pure offenses 10% if you have a full movies team, which the team I just talked about, 13 and Gogeta and Janemba. This will work well. 10%, reiterating, is a little low in terms of a co-op equipment, but if you don't have anything else, this is pretty solid. This one is a little more niche. This is the unique equipment from when Ultra Cell released. This is for either Powerful Opponent or Cell Saga units. It's giving 15% base blast attack, 25% base blast defense, and then 15% to pure offenses when battle style ranged and character Cell is a battle member. Obviously, this is for if you're running a Powerful Opponent setup and Ultra Cell is a battle member. It is a little more blast oriented with this slot 1, but 15% pure offenses could be pretty good still. Next is Powerful Opponent unique equipment. This is another co-op equip, I believe. I'm not sure when this released. I can't remember. This might have been Ultra Broly, maybe? I'm not sure. It's giving special move and ultimate damage 10% each, and then 18% base blast defenses, or base defenses, and then 10% pure offenses if you have a full Powerful Opponent team. I will say, again, very similar to this equipment, the numbers are a little low, and especially for the pure offenses, but it's still an alright equipment all around. I think ultimate damage is especially important on Janemba, because if you guys do not know, Janemba has the ability to draw a second ultimate off when he uses his first one. So you can get some nifty plays in there. So, and that is why ultimate damage is pretty good. And his blue card does hit pretty hard. This one, very good equipment. This is for regen units. This is both defenses 18%. You can either choose between pure and base blast attack or strike attack. Obviously for Janemba you want to go strike oriented. 16% base stats as well as 6% to pure stats, either one per regen battle member. This is a very strong equipment that I've used whenever I've had a full regen team, and even if you only have 2 regen battle members, this is still pretty solid equipment. 12% pure offenses on top of the 16% base offenses, as well as the 18% base defenses. Pretty good array. In terms of units you can use, obviously the Zamasus both count as regen units. And that's a full regen team. Who else is regen that is viable right now? Ultra Cell could be viable. Metal Cooler, maybe. DKP, absolutely not. So yeah, the double Zamasu, Metal Cooler, those could work. Pretty good equipment. This one we did talk about for Gogeta as a character-specific one. It's either for Powerful Opponent or movies. Both base defenses 10%, and then an additional 12%. Or sorry, base offenses 10%, and then an additional 12% to offenses and then 12% to own strike attack when episode movies and regen is a battle member, and pure blast attack when episode sagas from the movies and powerful opponent is a battle member. Obviously, with Janemba, he fits all of the criteria here, and this is an insanely offensive equipment because it's giving 22% base offenses and 12% pure offenses. This could make Janemba hit like a truck. Very strong equipment. So if you have it, this could be borderline must run. Honestly, if you want to build Janemba heavily offensive, like completely, very strong option here. This one, Glorio Lock and Loaded. This is for weapon wielder units, and it is giving special move and health restoration 10%, and then base offenses 15%, and then 10% pure offenses if a battle member other than this character is tag weapon wielder. The only reason I put this one in is because the main weapon wielder that comes into mind are the Gammas. Gammas are still pretty decent. I wouldn't say they're like top 10 or anything, but you know, they're still usable, especially if you want to do like a yellow blue setup next to 13. That could be a very strong option. Another option is Kid Goku that recently got his unique equipment. He could be a decent option, although the team comp might be a little wonky with that one. Pretty decent option if you don't have anything else. And now we're going to go on to some, you know, extra equipment. If you just have them lying around and you don't have anything better, like the ones I just mentioned, this could be alright. These are all going to be base equipments, but like base stat equipments. So obviously these are catered more toward lower star Janembas. Keep that in mind. Incarnation of Evil. This is for Transforming Warrior and Melee type, or Transforming Warrior and Defense type. Obviously Janemba fits the Melee type and Transforming Warrior. 20% base blast defense, 12.5% to base strike attack and special move, and then an additional 25% to base strike attack. Very good offensively. This is giving 37.5% strike attack, and the blue card's obviously good. The reason I don't think this is as great is just because it's only giving one defensive stat, 20%, and there's no HP on this, and there's not that many range. I guess there is. I take that back. There's Ultra UI and whatnot. Overall, decent equipment if you don't have anything better. This is for sagas from the movies and powerful opponent units. This is giving 18% base blast defense, 22% base strike attack, and then 12.5% to blue card and ultimate damage. Like I mentioned, ultimate damage could be good for Janemba because of his ability to draw 2 ults. But other than that, the numbers on this are a little outdated, especially with the first 2 slots. So if you have it and you don't have anything else, sure, use it. This one's a pretty good one, Unexpected Assault for regen and movie battle members. 20% strike defense, 10% HP restoration and blue card damage, and then 38% strike attack. This is a very powerful equipment. Like I mentioned, Janemba's blue card hits pretty damn hard, and the HP restoration is obviously gonna combo well with 13 switch out healing. So this could be a very good option if you don't have anything else. This is for movies. It's giving 22% critical, which is a little pretty next to useless, so slot 1's a dud, but it's giving 25% base strike attack in slot 2, and slot 3 is giving 12% to base strike attack, blue card damage, and HP restoration. Kind of similar to this one, but obviously this one's better. So this is giving 37% base strike attack, but other than that, the critical is really just what sets this unit down. Final basic equipment is for either regen or android units. It's giving 15% base strike attack, 20% base blast attack, and then 10% to HP, special move damage, and ultimate damage. Obviously, this is more blast oriented, but the fact that it's giving these 3 just all at once is pretty strong. Ultimate damage, again, it's great. Special move, HP, good combo. Pretty good equipment. And that is it for the offensive side. Now we can move on to the defensive ones. First, oh no, there's one more. This one is for sagas from the movies in yellow is 20% base strike defense, and then 25% base blast defense, and then 35% base strike attack. It's a very basic element, but could be effective. I wouldn't really recommend it though. This is like last option. Now we can move on to defensive equipment, starting with this one. This is, you call that a punch. This is a co-op equipment, I believe, so it's going to be a little difficult to farm if you don't have it. 20% to either base, blast, or strike defense, and then slots 2 and 3 are giving 20% base offenses, and then 10% to own pure defenses if you have a full movies team. If you want to build Janemba more defensive, this is a pretty good equipment, although HP would have been nice here on slot 1 somewhere, even if it was just 5%. Next one is this one. This is for regen battle members, and it's 15% to both defenses, and then additional 15% to blast defense, so it's actually 30% base blast defenses. And then slot 3 is base blast attack 20%, and then 5% to pure strike defense per regen battle member. Obviously, again, more blast oriented, but you're not looking at this for the blast attack. You're looking at this for all the defensive options. So, like, 15% pure strike is pretty nice on top of the other defensive stats on here. This does not have HP, so that kind of hinders this from being a pretty good defensive option. This one is from the current co-op season, I believe, for Fusion Warrior and Powerful Opponent. We did talk about this in the Super Gogeta equipment guide. 25% both defenses, and then 20% to pure defenses if you have a full movies team. This, I believe, is probably just better than this one, depending on what you want. If you want slightly more offenses, then obviously this one's better, but the fact that this one gives both base defenses on top of 20% to pure defenses is a pretty nasty combination. This one, this is for Powerful Opponent and movies battle members. I believe this came out with, actually I can't remember who this came out with, some movies campaign. This is HP and HP restoration, 10%, already off to a good start. 15% base defenses, and then 12% pure defenses if you have a movies member for strike defense, and then Powerful Opponent for blast defense. And obviously Janemba fits both of these conditions. Very strong equipment, probably the best defensive option you have for Janemba if you do want to build him that way. And the final defensive equipment is going to be this one. This is for movies. This came out with, this is the co-op equipment from Android 13. This is giving 15% blue card, 10% to both HP and HP restoration, and then 15% to pure defenses if tag Powerful Opponent and movies is a battle member. And of course, Janemba or 13 fit both of these conditions, so you can make use of this one. And that is pretty much it for Janemba's equipment breakdown. Just to summarize, this is a must-run equipment for Janemba whenever you can. This is also a must-run from the PvP season. This is pretty good. Exceptional if you have both Gogeta and Janemba on the same team. A decent option if you have a lower start Janemba and you need more base stats. Same deal with this one. If you need more base stats, it also has HP on it. This if you have Super Gogeta or any movies Otherworld Warrior. This is good if you have a full movies team. If you have Ultra Cell, full Powerful Opponent, full regen, Janemba fits all these conditions and is hyper offensive. If you're running them next to, or if you're running him next to Gammas, and the basic offensive equipment and the defensive ones. I definitely do enjoy using Janemba, especially just because of how hard he hits, and I feel like the offensive equipment is to help him make it in that way, which is why, again, I like to build him offensively. Let me know if you guys found this helpful. These equipment are just very powerful for this unit. Very insanely powerful, just because of how many tags he's on. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this unit, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.